Joe Anderson and Al Clopine of Pure Financial Advisors have the answers to your retirement plan. This is your money, your wealth.
Hey, what's the largest asset that you own facing retirement? Is it your IRA 401k? Is it a pension plan? No, guess what it is? It's your Social Security. How much money that you are going to receive from Social Security might be your largest asset. Let me ask you this. How well do you know Social Security? What is the claiming strategies? Do you understand the law? If you are like most, the answer is no. That's what we're going to get into today. We have a great show lined up. My name is Joe Anderson. I'm a certified financial planner, president of Pure Financial Advisors. I'm with my partner, as always, the big man, Big Al Clopine. We're talking Social Security strategies. Mass Mutual did a survey, and they asked 10 questions, pretty simple questions. 1,500 people were asked these same 10 questions. One person got them all right. That's what's on my mind today. So with that being said, guess what we're doing today, folks? That's right, we're switching things up. It is called The Amazing Game Show. We are gonna bust through all 10 questions. We're gonna see how well you understand Social Security. And the winner, guess this, where are you? Gets it a pig in a blanket. Boom, right there. The person that gets all 10 questions right, not to fear, you will get a piggy bank that is worth a little bit more than a penny. Let's bring in the big man to get this thing started. Big Al? Welcome to the game show, my partner. We're having fun today, let me tell you.
Oh, we are. We're mixing it up a little bit today, and there is so much to go over. We got 10 great questions, and here's the thing. Let's see how you do. Keep track of your score. And if you get all 10 right, you get Penny the Piggy Bank for sure.
Penny the Piggy Bank. There you go. Let's go with the first question.
Let's do it. So the Social Security retirement benefits are based upon my earnings history, so I'll receive the same monthly benefit no matter when I start collecting. True or false? Joseph?
That is false. That is definitely wrong. So when you take a look at your retirement benefit, it depends on when you claim your benefit. Is it age 66 at your full retirement age, or is it 67, is it 70, or 62, or anywhere in between? If you're married, you have 527 different combinations to pick your Social Security benefit, and they all will pay you differently.
Yeah, Joe, and let's talk about that. So the earliest you can claim, as you mentioned, is 62, and then full retirement age is 66 to 67, depending upon when you're born, and then age 70 is the latest age. And the longer you wait, the more your income is going to be. And we've got a graphic on that. We're going to call this benefits by year. So let's say at full retirement age, let's say it's 66 for you, and if it's $1,000 per month. What happens if you take it at 62? Well, you're going to get $750 per month. If you wait till age 70, you get $1,320. And if you watch this show for any length of time, we encourage a lot of you to wait till age 70 because you get a much higher benefit for life, and it's indexed for inflation.
Yeah, I mean, you get an 8% increase each year that you wait. And so each year that you wait, you get an 8% increase, just like the numbers showed. But here's the question, Al, is like, all right, well, if I take it early versus full retirement age versus 70, there's got to be a break even. When do I break even my benefit?
Absolutely right. So you have to live to a certain age. So 62 versus 66, and this is from a recent study that we saw, 78 years and 4 months, 62 versus 70, 81 and 2 months, and 66 versus 70, 83 years of age and 6 months. So if you don't believe you're going to make it to those ages, actually you may want to take it early. But a lot of us don't know how long we're going to live, and we're living longer. In fact, the Social Security actuarial tables were developed in the 1980s. So it's actually a better deal to wait now than ever before. They have not updated those actuarial tables. So unless you have impaired life expectancy, you're generally better off waiting.
Right. I mean, I guess here's the biggest quiz of them all. When are you going to die? If you know that date, then you can exactly figure out when you should take your Social Security benefits. Let's go to question number 2.
All right, our second true-false question. If my spouse dies, I will continue to receive my own benefit and my deceased spouse's benefit. True or false, Mr. Joseph Anderson?
Hey, that is false. So here's the deal when it comes to Social Security benefits. If you're married, right? So when one spouse passes, unfortunately, you're going to lose a little bit of the benefit. But here's the rule. You can take the higher of the two. So let's say your benefit is $1,500 and your spouse's benefit is $3,000 per month. If the spouse passes, then automatically you take the higher of the two. In that example, you would take the $3,000 a month. It's called the survivor benefit. So here's another reason why you want to push that Social Security benefit as long as you can if you're the breadwinner of the family, because that's going to be a lot higher benefit, and then the spouse, the surviving spouse, will receive the higher of the two. You do not get both benefits, you get the higher of the two, so you will lose income.
Yeah, Joe, and we've got another question here. Question number 3. So far, you're 2 for 2.
Hey,
I like
all right,
it.
let's
like
keep it going.
I must be a U.S. citizen to collect Social Security retirement benefits. True or false?
That's false. You do not have to be a citizen to collect your Social Security benefits. As long as you put in the system, here's what the rule is. You got to put in 40 quarters or 10 years. So if you put in 40 quarters or 10 years, you will qualify for Social Security benefits if you're a citizen or not. Next question.
Question number 4. Under the current Social Security law, full retirement age is 65.
It's false, baby. It is false, Mr. Clopine.
It is false. We just went over that. 66 is the full retirement age, and up to age 67. If you're born in 1960 or later, it's 67. If you're born starting in, I think, 1954 or 1955, it phases from 66 to 67. Joseph Anderson, 4 for 4 so far.
Hey, you are watching the amazing game show. Now, if you get all 10 right, here's the gift of the day. You get a piggy bank. Penny the piggy bank, or whatever it's called. Boom, that's all for you. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Show's just getting started. Show's called Your Money or Wealth. Hey, welcome back to Your Money or Wealth. Switching things up today, it's called the Amazing Game Show. There was a survey that was done, 10 questions on Social Security benefits. One person got it right out of 1,500 adults in retirement age. That is not going to happen today, so let's welcome back to the show. Come join me, folks. Big Al, let's dive in again. Let's go to that first question.
All right.
Right there, you follow me. You want the pig? We got the pig. We got the questions.
This is question number 5. How you guys doing so far? You got all 4 right so far? Number 5, here we go. I can continue working while collecting my full Social Security benefits regardless of my age. What do you think, Joseph Anderson?
Can I collect my full retirement benefit regardless of age? The answer is no. If I'm working as I'm collecting my Social Security benefit, I have to wait till full retirement age to receive that full benefit. If I am collecting my Social Security benefit prior to my full retirement age, if I make more than roughly $16,000, then they're going to take every $2 that I earn, they're going to take $1 back. So in most cases, it's not going to make any sense at all to take your Social Security benefit while you're still employed, making W-2 wages or self-employment income. So I would say, no, Al, answer's false.
That's false, Joseph. 5 for 5. Very good. And I would also say this. So we're talking earned income. So it's about $16,000 of earned income, like salary or self-employment income. If you have interest and dividends, it's okay. You can still take your Social Security. So, Joe, I want to get into question number 6.
All right.
Here we go. If I file for retirement benefits and have minor dependent children, they may also qualify for Social Security benefits.
That is true. So if I am collecting my Social Security benefit and I have minor children, so if they're 18 years of age or if they're still in school, 18 to 19, yes, then they also would receive a benefit. So if I'm at my full retirement age, collecting my Social Security benefit, there's also going to be an additional benefit for those minor children. So you got to take a look at that. So if you do, I think, Al, this is more prevalent today than ever before because there's a lot of individuals that are waiting to get married a little bit later in life. They're having children later in life. And so if you do make that full retirement age and you still have minor kids, they will also collect that benefit.
That's absolutely right, Joe. And so for this to work, the parent, first of all, has to be retired or disabled, and has to be eligible to collect Social Security. So that's the parent side. On the kid's side, they have to be unmarried and younger than 18, or they could be 18 to 19 and be a full-time student in college. In high school doesn't count for this purposes, so in college that would count. And you are absolutely right, Joe. This is more prevalent than it used to be, so don't miss that benefit. So wow, Joseph Anderson, so far so good. Let's get a little bit more complicated.
Let's do it. What do you got for me, Big Al?
Our next question, as a divorced person, I can collect Social Security retirement benefits based upon my spouse's earnings history.
Yeah, your ex-spouse's earning history. That is true.
Correct.
Yes, that is true. So if you were married, but here's the rule with that. You had to have been married for at least 10 years. So if you were married to an individual for at least 10 years, you will be able to collect on that ex-spouse's benefit. So when you're looking at a spousal benefit, okay, so you got to be at least 62 years of age. You cannot be remarried, all right? And then so the ex-spouse, of course, has to be entitled to Social Security benefits. How the spousal benefit works is that you can collect half of your ex-spouse's or your current spouse if you are currently married, right? So the spousal benefit is your benefit or half your spouse's. So if your benefit is $1,000 a month and your ex-spouse's, let's say it's $3,000 a month, you could claim on that ex-spouse as long as you're married for at least 10 years to that individual. Your benefit then would go to $1,500 per month. So you would get an increase in benefit if that was the scenario, as long as you took that that benefit at full retirement age. You can collect as early as 62, but just remember there that you would get a reduction of that overall spousal benefit. So yeah, Big Al, you can collect on an ex-spouse's benefit.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And Joe, you're acing this thing. You must be in the business or something, right?
I do know Social Security a little bit.
You even teach a webinar sometimes.
There's a lot of, I mean, here's the problem. There's a lot of rules and laws, and it gets confusing when it comes to the survivor benefit, the spousal benefit, all right, and then you have a widow or widower's benefit, and then, oh, I have minor children, do they get a benefit? So there's a lot of different things, and only one person out of 10 out of 1,500 people that took this test got all 10 right. What, 29% or 28% got a passing grade, 70% failed. So that's why we're doing this amazing game show today, and I got to tell you, if you got all 10 questions right, if you're following along, here's the grand prize. It is called Penny the Pig.
It's a great prize.
It's a great prize.
In fact, I don't know, Joe. I don't know if we're going to be able to part with it. But if we have a viewer that gets all 10 right, you get this prize.
It's yours.
Yeah, it's yours. That's right.
Let's go to the next question.
All right, question number 8. Here we go. Once I start collecting Social Security, my benefits will never change.
That's a good question. That's false, because you get a cost of living adjustment. So it's not like a pension in some cases. Let's say if you work for an organization and they give you $3,000 a month, it's a straight $3,000 thereafter. Social Security benefits, however, has a cost of living adjustment. It changes a little bit. What you might want to consider is just using maybe a 2.5% cost of living increase. So each year you're going to get a little bit bump in pay just to outpace inflation. So your benefit will increase over time.
Yeah, Joe, and I think that's a good point, because when we run projections for our clients or anyone that's interested comes in for a free assessment, we take a look at maybe inflation of maybe 3.7%. That's what it's been the last 30 years. And I know the last few years it's been lower, but you got to assume that the inflation will be higher at some point. Now, when it comes to Social Security, they kind of have a little different way of calculating that cost of living. So we tend to use a lower percentage, 2%, just to be on the safer side. So I think that's a little bit better way to go. And Joseph, number 9 here, government workers may have their Social Security retirement benefits reduced. What do you think?
Yeah, that is true. That's absolutely true. So it's called the G.O.P, the government offset provision. Especially here in California. So if you're working for the government, you want to make sure, all right, do you have what is called the G.O.P? Or if you're a school teacher, in some cases, it's called the windfall elimination provision. So if you didn't put into Social Security, you put into a private pension or a public pension per se, is that you can't double dip. So what they do is they'll reduce your Social Security benefits depending on how many years of service that you have with the government. Now, this is not true with all employees of the government. You just want to make sure where you're at when it comes to state employees, government employees, and so on, is that another wrench in the overall benefit wheel here is that it gets even more complicated. So double check to see if you have the G.O.P, the government offset provision.
Yeah, Joe, and I would also add it's one of those things that just for now, just know that there can be a benefit reduction. It's really complicated to figure this out. So you can go online, and I've done that before, and it's really hard to figure out. So get some help there because it's tricky. It's tricky to say the least.
So there's the windfall elimination provision, and then there's the GOP, the government offset provision. And so again, it depends on how many years of service that you put into Social Security versus how many years that you put into either CalSTRS if you're a school teacher or in education, or if you put into a government pension. All right, that's 9. We got one more question to go. We're going to tease it. So we're going to take a break, and then when we get back, we're going to answer that last 10th question, and then we're going to find out who the winner is of Penny the Pig. So don't go anywhere. The show's called Your Money, Your Wealth, or today it's called The Amazing Game Show. We'll be back in just a second. Welcome back to the Amazing Game Show, folks. Joe Anderson, Big Al Clopine hanging out. Good morning. Talking 10 questions when it comes to your Social Security benefit. Mass Mutual did a survey, and they came up with a quiz. All right, and they sent it out to 1,500 people. One person got all 10 right. 70% did not get a passing grade. So we thought, hey, you know what? Let's do this today. Let's have a game show when it comes to your Social Security benefits. We'll make it light and fun. Hopefully educate you a little bit on what you need to do. So, Alan, I think I am 9 for 9. Let's see if I can go 10 for 10.
I got to tell you, Mr. Joseph D. Anderson, I'm quite impressed. 9 for 9. You are beating the odds.
I am beating the odds.
1 in 1,500, but you haven't got the 10th right yet. Let's see what it is.
Right here, this Penny the Pig is the grand prize for anyone to get all 10 questions right.
All right, here's number 10. My spouse can qualify for Social Security retirement benefits even if he or she has no individual earnings history. True or false?
That is true. That is very true. So here's the deal. All right, there's a spousal benefit. So be careful with this because this is something very important that you want to make sure that you take a look at. So let's say I'm married and I never worked. I was a stay-at-home dad and my spouse worked. I am still entitled to a benefit as long as I'm married to a spouse. And what that benefit is half of their full retirement benefit. You could take it early, but realize you're going to receive a lesser benefit. So again, a spousal benefit is this. Let's say my spouse's benefit is $3,000 a month. The spouse benefit is half of that, so that's $1,500. That would be my benefit even if I've never worked a day in my life and put into the system as long as I am married. So it's the spousal benefit. Al, there's also some unique claiming strategies when it comes to taking the spousal benefit that some people might want to take a look at to increase their overall benefit that they would receive from the Social Security Administration.
Yeah, no question, Joe. And one is where, let's say you're both working. Let's say you're both age 66, full retirement age, and you both want to wait till age 70 to get that maximum benefit. Well, actually, one spouse can actually file for benefits at 66 and suspend so you don't get your current benefit, and the other spouse can go ahead and claim the spousal benefit, which is half of your benefits, and so that spouse receives those payments each month for 4 years, and then both spouses still get the increased benefit at age 70. It's gigantic, Joe, and we've seen this before where couples didn't know this. They went back and filed and suspended spousal benefit, and then all of a sudden they were getting $1,000, $2,000 or whatever per month. It's a big deal.
Yeah, right. It's an additional benefit. And here's just the caveat with it is that if you're going to claim the spousal benefit, the other spouse needs to at least claim for that benefit or be taking their benefit. And so it's file and suspend. So let's say that one spouse doesn't want to take the benefit. They go file for their benefit, but they suspend them, and it will increase by 8% per year, just like what they wanted to do. Then the spouse, right, would file a restricted benefit and just say, all right, well, here, I don't want my benefit. I'm restricting my benefit to the spousal. And then they can take half of the other spouse and let their benefit accrue too. So just like as Big Al said, there's different things that you might want to consider in regards to this whole Social Security game. Because it's based on life expectancy back in 1980. We're living a lot longer. So the more that you push this out, you're going to get a guaranteed increase of 8% per year from Social Security plus the COLA on it. So in most cases, it might make sense to push this thing out. Here's one last thing before we recap, Al, is taxes. We talk a lot about taxes. Big Al's a CPA. Is that only 85% in most cases, it could be 50% or it could be zero depending on your income, but at most, only 85% of that Social Security benefit is going to be subject to tax. So it might make sense to draw down other assets first, let that Social Security grow, because at worst case scenario, only 85% of the overall benefit is going to be subject to tax, which could be a huge, huge benefit depending on where you're getting your other income from.
That's absolutely right. Yet another reason, if you can afford it, to go ahead and wait to age 70, the latest age to connect to receive your benefits, collect your benefits is the word I was trying to think of. Joseph Anderson, all 10 right. You completely beat the odds. I'm very impressed.
10 for 10.
10 for
All
10.
right.
Let's recap the questions just in case you tuned in. So, and the answers. So here's one thing. The age you start collecting affects your monthly benefits. The longer you wait, you can wait till age 70, you collect more per month. If your spouse dies, you collect the larger of the two benefits between the two of you, and you do not need to be a U.S. citizen to collect benefits as long as you paid into the system. So there's three things right now. I think we got some more recaps here coming on in 1 second. As soon as it's up there, here we go. Minor dependent children may qualify for benefits. A divorced person can claim benefits on ex-spouse's history. Did you know that? Benefits are indexed annually for inflation, so they increase each year as long as there is a cost of living increase. And government workers may have some of their benefits restricted or lessened. And then finally, full retirement age is currently 66. You may lose benefits with continued employment if you are age 62, 63, 64, and you qualify for spousal benefits even if you have not worked. So there you go. How did you guys do? Did you get all 10 right? Joe, we got this prize that you can't believe.
Penny the Pig. If you won all 10, you get Penny the Pig. All right, or a free financial assessment to help you figure out exactly what you should be doing with your Social Security benefits. Because here's the deal, is that your Social Security benefits, how much that you will receive over your lifetime, if you add up all of those payments, it might be the largest asset that you own. And I think a lot of times, Al, it's overlooked because it's one of two things. And I think there's some I guess, issues with the Social Security Administration where people might want to take it right away because, hey, it's not going to be here. But if you take a look at the trust fund itself, there's still $2 trillion sitting in the trust fund, and it's going to be exhausted. I think the last numbers, Al, is what, 2033?
Yeah, I think that's what I saw too. And realize this, that there's lots of opportunities to fix Social Security so that you'll receive your benefit. But let's go worst case. If nothing is ever fixed by 2033, and if the trust fund is gone, does that mean you still get benefits? You get nothing? The answer is yes, you still get benefits. The prediction is that you'll get about 77% of your estimated benefit because that's the money that's currently going in from current workers. So it will likely be fixed. A lot of people, Joe, we talk to say, I don't even want to count on Social Security. The truth is it will be there. It probably will get fixed, but even if it's not fixed, maybe you'll get 3/4 of the benefit. It's still going to be a big deal for you.
Well, here's the problem is that I think a lot of times people get their investment advice or retirement advice from maybe the wrong people. They might be going to their parents or maybe a coworker. Oh, when are you going to take Social Security benefits? Well, I'm going to claim it as soon as I can possibly get it. You don't necessarily want to do that. If we were back in 1980, 1985, 1990, then that might have been the answer because it was a little bit different. The increase in your overall benefit was only 5%. Also, interest rates. Do you remember interest rates when a money market account was paying you 5%? Right now, your money market account is paying you less than 0.5%. Even if I'm in a long-term bond, it's hard for me to get a 5 or 6% growth rate. So you have to take a look at things a little bit differently today when you are claiming your benefits. Don't take it as soon as you can get it. Take a little bit of time here to figure out exactly what strategy is appropriate for you because you can get a lot more bang, I guess, out of the buck, and I think most people want to get as much benefit as they possibly can out of the system. You just need to do a little bit of research, and there's a lot of information out there, and I think it's just information overload, Al. So hopefully today, during the amazing game show, we helped you out.
It was amazing. I'll leave you with one quick tip, which is this. If you can wait till age 70, collect your benefits, that's probably a good thing because you'll receive a lot more income for life. If you need the money early, though, you can take it as early as 62.
You know what? I just heard that there's a person alive today that's going to live to 150.
Yeah, is that you?
I'm not going to live to 150. After a day like today, I'm probably going to make it to about 45.
Got it.
Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Next week, we're going to talk about keys to investing in retirement, not necessarily investing for retirement, but what you should do once you're retired. You don't want to miss this. For Big Al Clopine, my name's Joe Anderson, and Penny the Pig, you just watched another episode of Your Money, Your Wealth. Have a wonderful weekend, and salute.